There it is.
All right. Say when. Oh, do I need to tell people? I should tell people that we're doing our interview.
Oh, there's some audience there.
Matt and I are doing an interview now for Full Bar. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Producer Matt.
Producer Matt. If I just did all of these like Philomena Kunk, I just ask like absurd, rude questions.
Wow, you know my history.
Why do you hate certain people in the FGC?
Because they don't like what I do.
Why do you hate young children in the FGC?
Because you got to babysit them.
Hello, San BC. Hello, universe. We're back. And for the last interview of the day, I have the Mattikus. Not just Mattikus.
Man, you shouldn't have.
The Mattikus.
You put me on the spot.
Of Full Bar. Hello. Welcome.
How's it going?
It's going. It's been a day. Okay, wait. Before we go, I have to say, again, this is amazing. Like, this setup that you guys have here has just been incredible. And I'm so happy that you did this. This is so cool,
thank you.
Dude.
Yeah, this is what I like to do, production.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow. Like, it's really cool to see somebody in their element. And it's like, whoa, like, this is your thing, man. So
yeah, it's what I think what I'm created to do. So
cool.
It's like production and just love cameras, media, and everything about it. Lighting.
It's sick, and so I'm excited to kind of keep rolling with this because if you can't tell, I love talking into a camera. No,
I like to be behind the camera.
So I'm half joking, half serious. I did go to school for this. So Matt runs Full Bar. Matt, tell us a little bit about Actually, let's jump right in. Okay.
Okay.
Tell me when Full Bar started. Tell me why Full Bar started.
It's a very good question, sir. So,
actually, tell us what Full Bar is, and then go into
what Full Bar is. Full Bar was a online event, weekly tournament that I hosted on Fridays and a little bit on Tuesdays for anime. I hosted Guilty Gear on Tuesdays.
Yeah, you did host anime. Wow.
It was mostly Street Fighter led during the Friday
This was
events.
2020, right?
That was during 2020. What an era we survived it, didn't we?
Yeah. We're still here.
We're still here, gray.
Yeah.
But, Full Bar started during the lock-in where we couldn't go anywhere. Because we were all, like, you can only be
locked
at home
down,
nothing at all.
Yeah.
So Texas, the South region was not able to be in the East or West Coast events.
Right. Yeah.
In LBC and Wednesday night fights.
It's actually really helpful to remember this because it doesn't feel that long ago, but I forgot about that, that we weren't allowed to be in like all of the coastal events.
I think Wednesday night fights was we were able to play, but definitely not the primetime East Coast event.
Yeah, because there wasn't
LBC.
really rollback yet for a lot of games, so which is weird.
Yeah,
as well
we were struggling.
Yeah, right.
On that, and then noticing that the people that were running it were starting to do burnout of people like secretly entering these tournaments and not in the correct region,
right?
And they were being called out on as like, you know what? Why don't I just do it? I have a computer. I have the games.
Yeah, right.
Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
And, it was the first event had like 20 people enter, and then it started escalating when we did Matcherino stuff. And
for sure, especially during that era, for sure. Okay.
But yeah, man, it was going along pretty strong, and then when stuff started opening back up, it's funny that you mentioned it. That's how I was introduced in Collisions, was through Bus Driver Dog.
Yeah, right. This must have been 2021. Right. Okay.
He asked, but let me rewind that. When I was advertising that I was hosting the online events, Bus Driver was messaging me like, "Hey, I noticed that you may need some commentary. What I would like to offer up my services to do that." And he did.
He had gotten practice from us, which is funny.
Yeah.
Oh, what a strange
So
thing
it
to
snowballed after that. Like, it just got plugged into the Collisions community, and it it's home to me.
Yeah, it's weird that it was like 2021.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. In some ways, it feels like it wasn't that long ago. But man, what a time.
About 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, and it's interesting. So I'm going to pivot us. It's interesting to see how much the FGC has changed in those 4 years.
It's definitely changed a lot. Yeah.
So you brought up something on the Discord that I thought was really interesting, and I didn't chime back.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it now. So we were talking about like the difference between the FGC now, post-COVID, 4 years later, right? 5 years almost at this point.
Yeah.
And what it was pre-COVID. I was not really part of the FGC.
Yeah.
I was kind of just like beginning to get into it, but I was attracted to the things that it seemed to be about. And then ironically, now 5 or 4 years later, it's like, oh, it's just very different than what I got into it to begin with for, which is fine. It's just that it's a different era. So tell me about your thoughts on this. Spiel to the world. Now's your moment.
I was watching a video, like I was YouTube scrolling and noticed that Eris was like, man, the FGC is dying.
Yeah, the 6 minute thing. Oh, yeah, because I listened to it. Right.
Yeah, it's like, in a way, like I kind of agree, like just the social aspect of it, because back in 2009 all the way up to 2017, there was a huge scene of tournaments that Street Fighter IV provided.
Yeah.
And all the other fighting games like Marvel and all that.
Yeah, right.
Man, it was just a magical moment. Like every state had a tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The tournaments of today is missing that magic of the social aspect of it. And man, like what I'm impressed about, I'm jumping all over the place, but
fine.
Ramzar from Louisiana.
Yeah, for sure.
He'll bring his crew over just to show what's going on.
Right. Yeah.
And I respect that out of him, because he's very passionate about Street Fighter and any fighting game he's with, and he has his crew with him.
Right,
that's what I miss about the Texas FGC.
Yeah, for sure.
It's, in my opinion, it's missing that that camaraderie.
Yeah,
it feels like more of a business than the social aspect I had back in the day.
You got me crossing my legs. That's how serious I think about this because it's
not in this scene.
No. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's like, as much as I'm like so happy that we have rollback, I do think that it's like I got away from League of Legends because of the fact that everybody was like online only, and now it's like because of rollback, which is fine and great because we want rollback, but it's like ironically, it's kind of like elevated things to such a point where I think a lot of people are doing kind of like the esports grind, where they just really want to be like a professional player, which isn't necessarily far from what's possible. At the same time, I have very mixed feelings because I saw so many people go through that. That's another story altogether, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. And I'm an emotional player, so I like to see what my other player's doing. Like, am I annoying him?
Like how they're emotionally responding.
How he's emotionally responding.
For sure, it makes a difference, in a live setting.
And like you're in front of a screen at home, is like, what am I doing to this guy? Am I making him mad, or am I getting into his head?
That's a really fascinating thing, because it's kind of like what difference it's like the difference between playing poker online and playing poker like in person, right? It's like, okay, well, I'm not really seeing everything that you're doing and how you're responding to this, and that changes things a little bit.
Yeah.
So having said that, what do you kind of see next for the FGC, and then maybe what would you like to see next, and then maybe like what do you think? Where do you see Full Bar going after? So one is the FGC.
One's FGC. One's Full Bar.
Yeah.
But I love the aspect that we have both online and offline.
Yeah, agreed.
I mean, there's big events. They have CEO, Evo.
And I love getting to like play people that are nearby on like great netcode. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, but I would like to see the regions, the small tournaments like Little Rock had a tournament back in the day. Texarkana. I used to host Texarkana events, and people came to those events before I moved down to Dallas.
Yeah, right.
it's just missing that turf war type aspect.
We've
of
talked
it.
about this where I feel like, and it's like, obviously it's like you don't want people to get like angry, but it's like, there's kind of something about like the regional pride or an area pride, you know?
I think pot bonuses are great. Like,
sure.
But I feel like the FGC, when I got into it, I just heard mystery players, arcade legends that I just wanted to beat. Like, I don't care about the money. I don't care about, like, the prizes. I just want that mutual win against these players that people mention that they're hard to beat.
Well, and, you know, I think what's interesting about that is that even despite the fact that we have, like, online tournaments, right? It's like it's still important that you show, if you're a good player, that you show up to live majors. It's like you're still expected to perform at a major. So if you win some online tournament where a bunch of people made money or whatever, it's like it almost doesn't count. It's like what counts is, did you win EVO, though? Did you win CEO or whatever, you know? So, and full bar, where would you like full bar to go next? Or
I wanted to keep growing. I wanted to be the other region, like people just comes in and just enjoy and have a good time. You know, like obviously we will pay you if you win, and like
not like me, I won't pay you.
That's what I love about Collisions, man. It's just it's such a different vibe where this is kind of like a huge training ground to get into
that's kind of
other
the idea.
events.
For sure. For sure. That's definitely the idea.
Like if you're not ready for like paid tournaments and whatnot, like this is where you crack it out with your friends.
Or maybe you're like a great player, but you just really want to test like some character that you would never try and like come here. This is the place to do it. But
you have a full bar, man. I'm still in between venues right now, just with the past venue not treating me well. I'm looking to
you've kind of had your fair share of like weird venues.
Looking for other options and opportunities and just be a servant of the community. Like that's what I always wanted in these types of events. Like I'm an introvert, but I love people, and I want to, you know, be a helping hand, like for people to be able to escape for a weekend and have a good time.
I think it's ironic because I think Collisions draws those kind of people in, and it's very funny to me. Okay, no questions from Producer Blues. All right, no questions.
I guess I had to say what I had to say.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Matt, thanks for being here. Tell the people where they can find you.
I'm obviously Mattikus. The community leader of Full Bar. Hit me up on Twitter or X, or wherever you want to call it.
Whatever it's called.
So it's Mattikus _ MATTIKUS _, and that's where I mostly post my cabin day. Or we went out to a cabin not too long ago.
Yeah,
so
Collisions Broken Bow.
Had some pictures out there, and then I put all my Full Bar updates onto that as well. So
okay. So that's where they can find Full Bar stuff? Okay, sweet. Well, Matt, thanks for being here, and thanks for running all this.
All right, man. It was fun.
Cheers, dude. Yeah!